You're listening to The Breakfast Show with Ben and Liam. They're on your radio, and that's why you can't see them. So stay for a while, they're gonna make you smile. And whatever you do, don't touch that dial. You're feeling fine, waking up to the sunshine with Ben and Liam.
I smelt something yesterday that brought back a memory, Ben, a bad memory at that. The smell was hot cabbage. This is hard for me to talk about, okay? You got to promise me that you're not going to...
Oh, Liam, I'll never laugh at anything you say.
Thank you.
I promise. Oh, my God.
Enough from you, mate. Are you going to have to leave the room? Because this is actually a bit sensitive for me. So,
this is a safe space.
Anyway, so a man was eating a stir-fry at the airport, and it brought back a bad memory because years ago when I was in year 10, I had a lot of pimples, as a lot of people do around that age. And I read online that if you boiled cabbage and wrapped it on your face with a tea towel, it would cure your acne. It didn't. I just smelt of cabbage before school. Hey, guys, can we just... All right? I did it every day for like 6 months. Yeah. Like boiling hot cabbage on the face, wrapped around. I was like a cabbage. I was a cabbage mummy. If you walked in.
Was it like so you've got a cabbage.
Yeah, you cut it up.
Off like
and you boil it, and then you like sort of just let it sit for a little bit on some paper towel. And then when it's like really warm, you put it in a tea towel, and then you wrap it tight to your face. So the it almost seems like a lie a jock made up online just to beat nerds down even further. You know what I mean? So I thought I didn't have friends because of the acne, but it turns out it was just because I was walking around smelling like a guinea pig. Guys, don't laugh.
Sorry, mate. It's not funny.
Don't laugh.
It's not funny.
It's not.
Cool.
It's not.
It's cool.
Kids, don't try it, though. If you see that online, it doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work.
Liam, SA Water, in a bid to stop people flushing stuff down the toilet, has released a list of some of the more crazy things they've found in the sewers. Mm-hmm. So I got the list here. You got rubber chickens. Don't know how you'd fit that down there.
Yeah, right.
False teeth.
Yuck.
I imagine that they could fall in the toilet as well.
Yeah, and you're just so old you don't even realise.
Yeah. Dog toys.
Yep, fair enough.
A shredded mattress. I don't know how you get that down there.
So someone was like, hard refuse isn't for another couple of weeks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the mattress up
into little bits
and just shove it down the toilet.
Someone did that. Mobile phones, I guess that would be a very common one for falling out the pocket.
Surely you're going to go in and retrieve it, though, right? You're not just going to go, oh, well, goodbye, phone.
It does blow me away that someone wouldn't reach in there and get it out.
Yeah, it's not that gross. You can wash your hand.
Yeah. 250 metres of rope.
What are they trying to do?
I don't know.
Jailbreak?
Maybe.
250 metres of rope.
Maybe trying to get their phone out. This one, though, by far was the closer, the finish. This is the last one they had on the list. There was a 10-inch double-ended purple adult toy.
Yeah, that's pretty large in charge, although not as big as a Subway. If you know, so I was thinking, oh, it's not that big, is it? Because I've eaten footlongs longer than that.
Yeah. yeah.
That's 12 inches.
The thing I love about this, though, was the person that found the 10-inch was a 16-year-old apprentice on his first week of the job.
That kid's group chat would be on fuego, absolute flames. They would be loving that.
So I think this is probably mainly going to be plumbers, but I could also see Sparkies and Chippies finding stuff as well. Tradies of Adelaide, what have you found?
Maybe you were doing a reno, or maybe it was something in the skip. Maybe someone had dumped something in the
skip bin.
Yeah, I don't know.
You might have dug something up in the backyard. You might have found something up in the roof cavity. I don't know. 13 24 10. Tradies of Adelaide, what have you found when you're on the job?
Jamison, you're a tradie, mate?
Yeah, man. Floorer by trade. So quite often we're ripping up old floors in old houses all over the place. And this house was owned by an old Italian bloke at one point, and he sold it on to someone else. And when we were ripping up his old floorboards, there was about $4,000 in cash stashed away under the floor.
Nice.
So early knock-off and payday for the boys, or?
Yeah, I wish, but unfortunately the owner was there, and I think it went to a bit of finders keepers at that point.
Yeah. Then again, you found it, so you could
That
argue
is
that.
true.
Yeah.
I mean, if you check the rule book, finders keepers, you were the one who found it. The owner didn't know it was there.
Thanks for that, Jamo. Rex joins us now. Your son was the tradie. What did he find, Rex?
He was digging up a backyard doing some landscaping. He's a builder. He found a large tin full of dynamite and detonator caps.
What?
That's not good.
Yeah, no, somebody apparently planted under it, stashed it under a tree.
Yeah.
And he was pulling out the tree.
Yeah.
And they found it, and his offside had picked it up. And my son thought it looked a bit sus.
Yeah.
So he rang up the police, and bomb squad, blah blah blah, and it was enough to put a significant hole in the neighbourhood, apparently.
So
Imagine if you were digging and you hit it and
That's
it
what I was
exploded.
thinking. Would it go up if the machinery hit it?
Potentially.
Well, apparently the detonator caps are the ones that were the most dangerous part of it.
Yeah.
They become quite unstable.
Yeah.
But yeah, his offside had picked it up and shook it a bit and was going to cut it open with a grinder.
Give it a good shake. He was going to cut it off with a
Yeah.
grinder with the sparks flying
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, it was a big steel container, like tin.
Yeah.
And my son thought, looks a bit sus, so he thought, no, we'll leave that just in case.
Yeah.
And just as well he did. Otherwise, it would have been a big event on the news that night.
I'd be tempted to keep that.
Man.
I'd be so tempted just to keep it.
Why?
Well, you don't know. You never know when you need. You never know when you
could
need
you possibly
dynamite.
need?
I can
Think
think of a
about
few
going into
things.
terrorism?
No, you just if you got a big farm, you need to blow out like a big rock or something. Takes a long time to dig rocks out, mate.
So you're going to keep some unstable detonators and dynamite in your house?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, just put it near the spare room, near the cot.
Get the jump on summer and check out whatif.com for amazing getaways. Aussies just know how to summer. It's in our DNA.
Bring it on. Book your accommodation, flights, car hire, and more, all on the What If app.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
Ben, we've got a new guy at work, producer Andy. G'day, Andy. And producer Andy put a very innocent plug-in on producer Belle's Google Chrome earlier in the week, which sort of bypasses paywalls on articles. It's pretty standard stuff, really. And
It's just a little bit illegal.
yeah, it's like you probably shouldn't be doing it, but it's
Yeah.
like it's no one's going to.
It's like it's only like a couple of dollars.
Yeah. I mean, it's killing print media or whatever, but I mean, it's mostly lies anyway.
Sorry on the way out.
Yeah, that's it. But she was freaking out. Like, she was acting like we'd hacked the CIA on her computer, and she was like really stressing about it. So, after the show yesterday, Ben, what we wanted to do is test Belle's loyalty a little bit. So we got the head of Nova Tech, a guy called Luke McHugh, to call Belle and ask her some tough questions about some of the plugins she had on her work computer. And we wanted to see if she would be loyal to us and the team and just deny.
Yep.
Which is what you got to do out in the streets. Or would she just throw the new guy Andy under the bus straight away?
I think she did exactly what I thought she would do.
Yeah. Have a listen to how the call went.
Hello, Belle speaking.
Belle, it's Luke. How are you?
Oh, hey, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. How's your Christmas?
Yeah, nice, thanks.
I have a weird thing I'm calling you about, and don't freak out. I need to check a couple of things with you.
Yeah.
Have you read the computer usage policy that we have at Nova?
Why?
Apparently, it's been flagged. We've got like a security team that is like part of the BST. That there's been some extension put on your computer. It bypasses all the pain, like the paywall bypass.
Yeah, Andy did that for me because he has it on his.
Andy from Sydney?
No, EP, Andy.
Are you serious?
Yeah?
He shouldn't be able to install anything like that because that's literally fraudulent, and we're going to have to take it off pretty quick smart because...
Oh, that's fine. We only did it so I could read an article that Ben sent that I couldn't read because we had to pay.
Do you know what website it was on?
It was a newspaper, it's like The Guardian or something like that.
Yeah, right. Oh, because it's like it's essentially stealing. It's the first time I've ever had it flagged, and I was shocked for starters.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry, I didn't know. He was just like, "Oh, look, you can do this," and I was like, "Cool, thanks."
Shame.
Belle, shame.
Oh, threw Andy under the
my
bus
God.
as soon as she got the first chance.
We can no longer trust you.
Well, because I thought, I
Oh, thank you, Luke, for helping us out on that one.
You guys are horrible.
No, mate, no.
I tell you what.
We had to find out if
I
there
tell
was
you
a
what.
rat, and she certainly is a rat.
You didn't even have to work it like a piece of beef. I mean, you barely slipped into bad cop. You asked the question straight out. She just rolled over straight away. We would be getting life prison sentences if this was real right now.
I don't know. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I don't know. I thought maybe because Andy did it that it was fine because I just said, I don't know, he's got it on his computer. So
If
it's
Belle,
fine.
if we were in a gang right now, you would disappear. Just know that. You count your lucky stars that this is just FM radio.
Oh my God.
All right, Belle.
I thought you were going to say I was looking up porn or
That's
something.
okay.
That was the next place you were going.
Yeah. Well, remember your breathing exercises. Calm down, Belle. We're sorry for putting you under the pressure all the time.
I feel so bad.
But seriously, we should probably be careful because if the Guardian do find out we've been reading their articles for free, we might be in a little bit of trouble.
Heavens forbid. What's your unbelievable excuse that really happened?
You're unbelievable.
13 24 10 is the number. What's your unbelievable excuse that really happened?
That's a good one. Because sometimes, if you're running late, you just go, no one's going to believe this.
Yeah.
This is so out of field.
Like in school, I feel like, the dog ate my homework was always the cliche excuse, but I reckon once it actually happened to a kid.
Yeah, well, there's a kid called Brenton who went to my school who said, because it was like an IT assignment, and he said the dog ate my homework, but apparently...
Ate the USB or something?
Apparently ate the USB. That's what he told us.
Well, I got home from work yesterday, Liam, around 1 p.m, and my neighbour, who normally finishes work around 5 p.m, was already at home out the front, like doing some gardening. And I said, how was your day? And he said, well, I had an unplanned day off from work, so that's nice. And I said, what do you mean an unplanned day off work? And he said, well, I woke up this morning to go to work, got in my car, and the front gate wouldn't open. So, he's got, this, some houses have the automatic gates.
Yeah.
I said, what do you mean it wouldn't open? He said, well, it's an electric gate. And the box that opens it was fried. So I literally couldn't open the front gate to go to work.
I mean, you could get an Uber, right? I mean, it's called a bicycle.
You're unbelievable.
He must have a pretty weak boss. The box fried, my gate won't open. I suppose I'll never have to leave the house again. I don't even know how we're going to get the mechanic in because we can't get the gate open. What? You can get to work still.
13 24 10. Give us a buzz. What is your unbelievable excuse that really happened? Matt joins us now. Good morning, Matt.
G'day, fellas. How are you?
Doing pretty good, mate. What is your unbelievable excuse?
Well, me and the missus were in bed one night just chilling up, just on our phones. And I'd realised on my phone I was looking for a bank statement, and she had transferred her house deposit into someone else's account for $30,000. So I had to ring up my boss, and I was in tears, going, "Mate, I don't think I'm going to come in today or tomorrow. My partner just transferred her house deposit to someone else."
How does she do that? What happened? So did you get the money back?
Oh yeah, we got the money back the next day. We found out she sent it to the land agent, which thankfully they rang us up and said, "Why'd you transfer this lump sum of money?" But it was a bit of a debacle.
So in my head, she was running off with another guy and buying a house under your nose, and I'm like, how did this happen, Matt?
And Matt, I don't know if we can rule that out.
You need to be more of an attentive lover. She's literally like, I'll just put the stamp duty over now to you, Greg.
That's a good one, Matt. Thank you very much.
Ian, an unbelievable excuse that really happened?
Yeah, basically I was working for a vending machine company.
Yeah.
I had to go to my boss and explain to him one day that I was having some theft happen.
Some what,
And
sorry?
when he looked at his door from the office, here's the magpies there jumping in the van and stealing the chips out the van.
So stock was missing and a magpie was stealing it from the van.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It does sound like you were having a few chippies on the roof.
It does, Ian. It really does.
I'd love to see the security footage from the van of that. Daniel, an unbelievable excuse that really happened.
Good morning, Ben and Liam. Car got flogged one night, ran outside, saw it getting flogged, jumped in my mate's car, running, chasing after it through the city, and then called my boss, and I was like, hey, won't be able to make it into work tomorrow, got a few things to sort out.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll see you tomorrow, mate, I've heard it all before.
Yeah.
Not good enough. And I was like, all right, whatever. And then later on that night, he seen it on the news, and he told me in the morning when I rocked up to work, he's like, "Oh, sorry, mate, didn't believe you."
So you had a current affair last night. Thanks for that, Daniel. You're in the draw to win $50,000.
Yeah, besides Daniel's, they were all pretty believable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Listen closely right now, because we're about to give you an opportunity to get on air. Very simple as well, because Liam and I have had an idea for a new game. We're going to call it Story Toppers, Liam. The way it works is very, very simple. Either Liam and I will go first, we'll tell a story, and then it's your turn to try and top it.
Which is essentially how radio works.
Yeah, it is.
But I really like this challenge, and it's kind of how life works as well, because if you're at a pub and if your friend tells a story about something and you think, I've got a better story, you're going to tell it. If you don't think you've got a better story, you're not going to tell it.
Today's theme, let's go with what's the craziest thing you've seen at the supermarket? 13 24 10. Give us a buzz. What's the craziest thing you've seen at the supermarket? Because I saw something wild yesterday, Liam, when I was doing the food shopping. I saw a man with a trolley full of just one product, and it wasn't toilet paper.
Yeah, right.
Any guesses what it might be?
Peanut butter?
It wasn't peanut butter. It had very much to do with this week.
Jeez, I mean, it's kind of hot. Maybe Zupa Dupas?
No, it had to do with the Australian Open. Any other guesses?
Oh, the tennis is on. Maybe some snacks for barbecue to watch.
No, you're getting warmer though.
Tennis balls?
No, it was for the Oz doubles. Curios and Kokonakis.
Special K.
Special K.
You just bought a whole trolley worth of Special K.
There was a man with, I kid you not, over 20 boxes of Special K in his
So
trolley.
that was, he was going to have like a little Special K party.
I don't know.
Like everyone who came over just ate, dry Special K to
I
watch
think
the game.
maybe because, let's be honest, I feel like everyone forgot about Special K. So maybe he was watching the tennis and went, you know what, I used to like that.
Gee whiz, I'm hungry. Gee whiz, I could go for some cornflakes.
So that is what I saw. Now we turn it over to you, Adelaide. What did you see? What's the craziest thing you've seen in the supermarket? Can you top mine? A trolley full of Special K.
It's going to be crazier than that, okay? That's where the level is.
And remember, if you get on air, you go on the draw for 50K Fridays.
Kate, think you can story top this morning?
Hi, Ben and Liam. I reckon I definitely can top your story.
All
I
right.
saw a woman go into labour.
No!
Seriously?
100%.
Was the
We
baby...
were going down near the fruit and veg aisle, and her waters broke, and off she started.
Oh, my God.
So was the baby delivered then and there?
No, she got into an ambulance, but it was the first moments, and it was very intense.
I like that's a whole new meaning to clean up on aisle 3. What shop was it, Kate?
We're up at Woolworths.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Well, look,
I mean,
Kate, you've definitely topped me.
to be honest, I'm excited to see who we're going to speak to next, because surely we're not topping that.
You have set the bar very high. We're joined now by Daniel. Morning, Daniel.
Morning, Ben and Liam. You think that was crazy? Have I got a story for you?
Okay, here we go.
I'm keen to hear it, Daniel.
All right, so I was heading up to Mum's new place in the country. There was a bloke that was walking his horse around the outside who decided to pop in for a drink at one of the IGAs and tied his horse up. 3 minutes later, I turned around to the cash register and there was a horse walking into the IGA.
A horse in the shops is better than a water broker in the shops. That is true.
You never expect to see a horse in an IGA, do you?
You wouldn't expect to see it.
Oh, this is good, Daniel.
Daniel,
I like that a lot.
I surely reckon you've won. I mean, unless Taylor can story top.
You think that's crazy?
Go for it, Taylor.
I saw a punch-up that resulted in a machete being brought out from the car park.
No! Before we go on, was everyone okay?
I don't really know. There was a bit of blood, but I didn't see the machete make contact with anyone.
You hope so?
Hectic.
What shop was it, Taylor?
Maybe don't say.
It was Engle Farm.
Yeah, I thought so, Taylor. Yeah. No, I did. If I was a betting man, I mean, you were calling through from there.
Yeah, look, Taylor, it's going to be hard to top machete in the car park. Thank you very much. That was unbelievable.
Story Toppers definitely coming back. Now, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not opening the emails today. I'm not going through them. Look, you can email theloverat@novafm.com.au anytime you want. But look, I have a story that I would like to share.
Ooh, hey, go ahead.
Yeah, no, a friend of mine was having dinner with him last night. He's been single for a little while, and he was saying, hey, I've met a girl. I said, that's great. He met her on Hinge, which is...
Difference, sorry, just for people who've been in a relationship for a long time, difference between Hinge and Tinder?
So Tinder is more kind of, hey, you free now?
Yep.
Want to catch up? Hinge is more relationship-based, and it's all like, you know, you match based on personality and interests and stuff like that.
They probably say that. But.
Yeah, they say that.
Their whole thing is like, it's the app designed to be deleted because you find a relationship
I see.
from it.
Okay, well, either way, it seems to be working for my friend. So, look, his name's Zach. He's got another friend called Zach as well, and they were sort of both talking. They'd both recently met someone on Hinge, and they were talking about how great it is and all these dates they've been going on. And my friend's friend asked him, hey, are you catching up with her this weekend? And he was like, oh, nah, she's actually back in Canberra seeing some family. And then the other guy, also called Zach, was like, hang on, her name's not Amelia, is it? And he was like, yeah. And they discovered in that moment that they'd both been seeing the same woman from the same app. And I suppose they haven't had that conversation about being exclusive or not, and you're allowed to do what you want to do,
She
whatever.
was just being a little bit polyamorous.
She's got Zach 1, she's got Zach 2.
She likes the Zachs,
She could have Chad or Michael on the side as well. I don't know, but they've had to sort of work it out now because they were both having this conversation talking about how great it is, and then all of a sudden they've worked out they're both seeing the same person.
When you say they've worked it out, how did they work it out? What's happened?
Well, I think other Zach's backing off, supposedly.
So one of the Zachs is backing off.
One of the Zachs is like, well, whatever.
You could see that ending messy if Zach 2 didn't want to back off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then it could get messy.
You could lose the relationship and the friend. Well, why don't we do this? How did you navigate the love triangle? These things happen. They happen sometimes. How did you navigate yours? 13 24 10 is the number. So how did you navigate yours? Kate, what happened?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on the show.
Anytime.
I met a couple. They were a pre-established couple, and they seemed really happy. But we spent a lot of time together, just the three of us hanging out.
Yeah.
And I did grow a little bit attached to and attracted to the guy.
Yeah.
And sort of just wedged myself. I was young, so I wedged myself in there a little bit, in between the relationship a little bit, to the point where she got jealous and broke up with him, and he and I started dating.
Are you still together?
Not anymore. We were together for quite a long time, though.
I see. And so did she end up still being friends with you, or was that a bit done after that?
No, that was done.
I like how you keep saying wedging.
Wedge,
I'd like to know how the wedge maneuver
Sounds really
works.
like you belong there.
It's
Like,
really just wedged in
And
you.
also, I mean, it's not so much of a triangle. It kind of sounds like they were just the two, and you just
Yeah, big time. Like they're having a movie night and they're sitting on the couch and you've just like got a bowl of M&Ms or something, and then you jump over the couch in between both of them and go, "What are we watching?" Jay, how did you navigate the love triangle?
I was going out with this lovely guy for about 3 months. He invited me home to meet the parents, have dinner, whatever. We weren't that serious. Met his brother when I got there. Looked each other in the eyes. Sparks flew. We fell in love. It was a pretty big fight.
Yeah.
They didn't speak for about 2 years.
Yeah.
But we ended up getting married, and we're still together 35 years later.
Oh my God!
So and that original uncle, is he still in the picture?
He is. But no, it was pretty harrowing at the time.
Was he older or younger than the other brother?
Younger, a couple of years younger.
Which is that hurts the ego even more, doesn't it?
The younger brother.
He's in the front room playing with Lego, and then you've gone with him instead.
Ben and Liam's unbelievable stories.
Unbelievable.
Eric, good morning. Thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Mate, what's your unbelievable story?
Well, back in 2004, I was working as a construction laborer, and I was buried alive in a trench 6.5 feet deep for 10 minutes. I was installing a water line, and I got down in the trench on a knee. on a Friday afternoon, and the trench caved in on me. It completely covered me up. I was buried for 10 minutes underground. When my coworkers finally dug me out and got to me, I was dead. I had no pulse. I was blue in the face. They shocked me.
You were buried alive. You were under the earth for 10 minutes.
I was under the earth for 10 minutes, yeah. 6 days after I got married, I was supposed to leave for my honeymoon the day it happened.
Oh, Eric. So what do you remember of the event? How do you remember it?
Well, I remember being down on a knee, and all of a sudden I kind of saw this flash out of the corner of my eye, and I looked and I saw the dirt coming in, and I flinched real fast and let out a scream. Yeah. And instantly I was covered. I can't explain how afraid I was. I was scared, and every time I exhaled, the weight of the dirt, it just kept settling down on my chest tighter and tighter, and it crushed my chest. I couldn't breathe. I was suffocating. I was freezing. There came a point where, I was hoping to hear the labor I was working with call my name or hear the sound of the machine, but there came a point where I realized that nobody was coming for me. There was no way I was getting on my own, and I just kind of realized I knew I was going to die down there.
So, Eric, this is a lot of people's worst nightmare.
Oh,
literally
I feel
being
claustrophobic
buried
thinking
alive.
about that.
And thank you so much for sharing the story with us. But you know how people talk about these sort of out-of-body experiences and near-death experiences. You were literally, you blew in the face, as you said, when you pulled up out of the ground. You were 6 deep for 10 minutes. Did you experience anything like that you couldn't explain, or was it just nothingness?
No, I didn't see a white light or anything like that, which, I always joke around. It kind of makes me a little bit nervous, but, I remember being so scared, and I was freezing cold and panicked. And just before I blacked out, I remember feeling this peace, and, I wasn't scared anymore. I wasn't hurt anymore. And, if I would have never woke up in that hospital 6 days later, I wouldn't have missed any of this. And I kind of described it as, if you could feel, imagine how comfortable and peaceful and secure a baby in the womb feels. That's kind of what I felt, and that's the last thing that I remember.
Jeez, this is
so
unbelievable story.
What was happening on top of the dirt? So you said it took 10 minutes before they dug you out. Obviously, you would have spoken to your colleagues since then. They had to realise that you were missing, and then they had to figure out that you were under there. What happened on the surface?
Yeah, so the laborer heard me scream, and he came right over to the side of the bank, and, they had to make a decision. They knew that if they used shovels, there was no way they were going to get to me in time, and I was going to die right down there. But, they also knew if they used that machine to take that first couple of feet of dirt off, there was probably a good chance that they were going to hit me and kill me with that machine. They had to make a choice, and I really don't know why the operator on that job site that day decided to do it with the machine, but, maybe instinct, just reaction. But luckily for me, he did it, and he took the first couple of feet of dirt off the machine. He didn't hit me, and they grabbed shovels and started to dig.
And even when you're digging as well, your mates would be they're frantically trying to get the dirt up to save your life, but also they don't want to
push down too hard,
stick a shovel into your body or your head, God forbid.
That is just, I know we keep saying it, but it's unbelievable, isn't it?
And I'm so glad you're here to tell the tale, Eric.
What do you do now?
So actually I travel around and I do a safety presentation at companies to try to prevent people from going through the same thing that happened to me. I travel around and speak at companies, and I have photos that I show that the sheriff took. There was a sheriff about 1.5 miles down the road. So when they called 911, he came rushing to the scene, and he thought I was going to be a fatality, so he started snapping photographs. So I actually have photographs that the sheriff took while they were digging me out, where you can kind of see, the color of my skin, and my legs are still buried, and the dirt caked on my face still. So now I travel all over, and I just try to make people aware and try to keep them from having the, what happened to me happen to them, and keep them safe.
Well, that's great. Something positive could come out of the experience, Eric. And I tell you what, obviously work safety is important, but if you have the guy who was buried alive coming around showing photos, I think you definitely think twice and maybe make sure you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing it with us this morning. We're so glad you're okay. And, geez, I think that one's going to stick with me for a long time.
100%.
That
Eric,
is wild.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Ben, I saw not 1, not 2, but 3 celebs over the weekend.
Hot celebs.
Celebs everywhere. As far as the eye could see, I saw a singer. I saw a sports star. and I saw a Hollywood star.
Wow, a bit of a trio.
I know.
Were they all together?
No, all in separate locations at separate times. What do you want to hear about first?
Well, I guess go with the big one. Go with the Hollywood A-lister.
Okay, well, get this. I saw Jeffrey Rush at the train station.
What is he in?
The guy who played Captain Barbosa in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And, like, lots of stuff.
He's not Australian, is he?
He's Australian. He lives in Melbourne.
That takes a bit of the shine off.
Oh, okay, well, when was the last time you saw someone from Pirates of the Caribbean?
So, what was he doing?
No, he was just walking around. He had a big scarf on, like it was pretty cold.
And a pirate hat?
No, I don't think he gets around that. Yeah, I support Johnny. No, he was just walking around doing his thing. I didn't stop for a chat.
Okay.
Do you want to hear about the singer next?
Yeah, singer.
I saw 2003 Australian Idol contestant Paulini at the DFO.
Hot celebs.
That's pretty good.
Yep. Just because you're the songstress of our generation doesn't mean you're above a cheap Puma bargain. Anyway, I thought, hey, look, I've had my fill. I've seen two big celebs.
Yep.
I didn't stop for a photo, but, I was very excited. And I thought, surely my luck's run out. But no. On the plane, on the way home, I was sat next to a celebrity. Is
this the athlete?
This is the athlete, a really tall fella. Now, I'm not great with AFL, but I knew I'd seen the face before. I couldn't quite place him, but I was like, I know this guy's famous.
I feel like I could almost have an educated guess at this. A tall AFL player, I feel like you only know one. Dean Brogan.
Wasn't Dean Brogan. Wasn't Dean Brogan. No,
Brogan.
but would have played with Brogan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like trying to work out who this guy was. It's kind of hard to Google tall AFL man because there is a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I saw the name on the ticket. Burgoyne Sean.
Hot celebs.
300 career games.
That's
Sean
actually
Burgoyne.
that's a really good one. You sat next to Sean
I
Burgoyne?
genuinely sat next to Sean Burgoyne on the plane home.
Well, he was in economy.
Yeah, and interesting, we were both handpicked for the emergency row too. So obviously at a glance, the biggest alpha males available, willing and able to assist in the event of an emergency was Sean Burgoyne and me.
Did you have a chat with him?
No.
You didn't say anything at all?
This other guy actually walked up, like he was like pretending to go to the toilet and walked past and was like, what did you think of that game on the weekend? And, and Sean Burgoyne was listening to some music and he took his thing out and said, what? And the guy said, even quieter, what did you think of that game on the weekend? And Sean Burgoyne said, what game?
All last week, Kylie and Drake's name were getting brought up because everyone was super angry at them because they were using their private jet to jet like for 17-minute flights.
I think it was an 11-minute private jet, and it makes you think, we're all trying to do the right thing here in the little real world, and then you get these celebrities jetting around in their jets.
Turns out that both of those put together have nothing on Taylor Swift. I've brought producer Belle in as well. You're very passionate about the environment, so I thought I'd get you in because you seem like you get angry about this.
Talk about the environment. Quick, get Belle in.
Well, you're the
only one here that cares.
You're the resident green thumb, I would say, which is good. It's a good thing to be known for.
We all should be.
Yeah, everyone does that.
Yeah, but you get on your high horse pretty quick. So the pop star has come number one on a new report that has tracked the carbon emissions of celebrities' private jets. So she's right up there.
Oh, yeah.
Number one. Swift's jet flew 170 times between the 1st of January and July 19th. So that's totaling. She was in the air for 16 days.
That's a fair bit of carbon emissions there.
In her defense, a spokesperson has come out and said Taylor's jet is loaned out regularly to other individuals.
Oh, of course.
Who also don't need to use that.
I always love how they try and defend it. They go, now, hang on.
She only used it for 14 days.
I'm a nice lady. I let other sheiks use my jet sometimes.
Coming in behind Swift on the list, Floyd Mayweather, the boxer.
Money Mayweather.
Money Mayweather's number 2. Number 3, you've got Jay-Z. And then rounding out the list, Tom Cruise, Jack Nicklaus, and Jim Carrey. That surprises me.
Yeah, right.
I didn't think Jim would be getting around in a jet too often.
I think he's past the point where he's like, well, just do what I want
Yeah,
now.
no, he seems like
That
he's
surprised me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, look, everyone draws the line somewhere at being environmentally friendly. And
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
if you're a squillionaire, maybe you go, whatever.
Whatever.
I don't want to catch the bus. I'm just going to use my jet.
I'll be dead by the time the world dies.
And sadly, that is the way most people think. I mean, Ben, is there anything that you where do you sort of draw the line as far as?
I draw the line at biodegradable, like reusable coconut sponges. Those things are god awful. Like coconut, they're like reusable because sponges don't break down.
Yeah.
So you can buy ones that break down, but they make them out of coconut. So they're super scratchy and they do not wash a thing.
No.
They just
You can
scratch.
just use a cloth instead. You can get little cloths that you can wash and then reuse.
Sponges are better.
Nope.
More absorbent, holds a bit more water.
Yeah, no, those things are great. That's why we haven't changed them for hundreds of years. I mean, Belle, for as high and mighty as you are, I'm sure there are some things.
Surely we can break the eco warrior. Belle, where are you drawing the line at being environmentally friendly?
Look, there's one thing that I do use that I've used since school, and it's a mascara that there's conflicting views online as to whether it's tested on animals or not. And it's the one mascara that I have to use, and I've used it, like I said, for years, and I refuse to
Think of all
change.
those rabbits with eyebrows on fleek.
Are you telling me that they test that on like pigs and stuff? So there's like pigs walking around with beautiful eyelashes.
That's not a way to look at it, Ben. No, they
Do you reckon the scientists leave it on?
No, they put it
Just
in their
pigs
eye.
can walk around for the day looking gorgeous.
Walking back in. Oh, I'm fleek, girl. Oink, oink. Yeah, girl.
Liam,
Look at those hoofs. Right now, we've got to get to this.
It's a debate, a big debate. Who will win Liam?
Harry Styles is the best member of One Direction.
Ridiculous. There's 4 other mega stars.
Is there 4? I forget about one of them. Oh, it's just Harry for me. It's the Harry band.
Obviously, I'll be saying Harry Styles isn't the best member of One Direction. Liam was saying it is.
Yeah.
Although the jury, they get the final say on who wins the big debate. Would you like me to go first, Liam?
I think it's traditional now for you to go first, and I would like that. I'd be very interested to see how you're going to wiggle your way out of this one.
All right, here we go. The other 4 members of 1D have so much going for them. Zayn's the mysterious bad boy who didn't overstay his welcome. Niall's the lovable boyish charm with the Irish swag. Liam was the glue that held everyone together for a while. Louis, well, I'll be honest, he didn't do much. There's not much going on. I'll admit that. But Harry, what's Harry done since leaving the band? I couldn't tell you. 1D is a lot like In Sync. Zayn's the Chris Kirkpatrick. Niall's like Lance Bass. Liam is like Joey Fantone. And of course, Louis is like JC. Who does that leave us, Liam? Justin Timberlake? I don't know who that is. And that's who Harry is, in my opinion.
It's a really hard. Like, to be fair, it's a hard debate for you.
It is.
It's a hard position to have.
I also was going to do a bit about Harry Styles' sister Gemma Styles.
Yeah.
And how Harry Styles isn't even the best member of his own family.
Oh, that would have been good stuff.
I didn't get time.
Strike that from the record, jury. That was not. You didn't hear that. Overturn that. Okay. It's time for my debate. Harry is and always was the best member, and there's no disputing it. Zayn, or should I say Judas, bailed on the guys in his personal life. Well, let's not go there. Liam's an absolute background character. Louis has no discernible talent whatsoever. And Niall just wants to be Harry. He's gone on to have a solo career. What's your favourite Niall song, Ben?
Slow Hands.
That's actually pretty good. That's what I thought. Oh, no. I'm sorry. What's happened there is I've written in my debate, that's what I thought, because I assumed... Oh, it's really done me in. Really done me in. Oh.
He hasn't done well there at all.
And then I couldn't... Yeah, I had some really...
I'm pretty sure
stuff
that's him, isn't it? Slow Hands? That's a great song. It is, yeah. Thumbs up from producer Belle, who's the big fan.
That's what I thought. I didn't even listen to it. Yeah, that's what I thought. You wouldn't be able to name one.
Helen joins us. Helen, who won the big debate? Was it me or was it Liam?
Well, I've got to tell you something, Ben. Not often you're wrong, but you're wrong this time.
really?
Hello, but Harry Styles is the best.
Okay, Helen. Thank you.
What did the others do?
Well, I've gone into detail what they've done.
Slow Hands.
Yes,
That's
slow
what Niall
hands.
did. But no, you're right, Helen. I mean, obviously, I had the much easier debate. Like, that, Harry's the best, but I kind of cooked it.
Courtney, who won the big debate? Was it me or was it Liam?
Well, continuing on with Slow Hands, who also wrote Strip, or the reggae tones of Familiar, the other boys. And yet Harry's getting all the fame. So Ben, you got my vote.
No, I want to strike that from the record because...
What about Zayn's song? What about Zayn's song Pillow Talk? It's a pretty good song, isn't it?
That's actually pretty good. It is a dog. Look, I think it's safe to say pretty sloppy debates from both sides, so I'm really not looking forward to this next guy tearing things apart as he often does. Antonio, you get the final say. Who do you think won the debate?
Oh, Ben and Lem, I read a little article the other day saying you boys are doing pretty well in the ratings. Is that right?
Yeah. Not bad.
How on earth are you doing well when you cannot even put together a debate?
Okay, fair enough. Who won the big debate?
Only by default because it was less crap, Ben.
He's going straight for the heart.
That was a debate, a big debate. We now have the winner.
I mean, he's hoofed too, Antonio. I mean, come on. NCIS, it's one of the longest running TV shows in the US. There's 19 seasons of it now.
It's a lot of crime.
A lot of crime. I've never really been a massive fan myself. There is bulk spin-offs. There's NCIS Los Angeles. They got NCIS New Orleans, NCIS Hawaii. And now they're making NCIS Sydney, which is exciting, but I also think we've been shafted a bit there because Sydney gets everything, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of crime here.
Yeah. I mean, don't we get paid out all the time in Adelaide for being like the murder capital?
Mm-hmm.
Be a perfect spot for an NCIS. But I don't think we're dead in the water, Ben, because obviously there's CSI as well. There's CSI Vegas. There's CSI Miami, which is pretty popular. What about CSI Adelaide?
So what are we looking at here, Mullins?
One victim dead, the other with severe burns to the left side of the body.
Oh, I thought we were in Prospect, not Burnside.
All right, Mercurio. We got a double homicide at the Brickworks.
I suppose you could say they both met there. Mile End. Okay, so who's our main suspect?
Well, Mercurio, you're not going to believe it. It's the Chief Public Health Officer.
So we're looking for Nick Killer Spurrier.
All right, we got a lethal stabbing at Scotty's Motel.
Are you telling me that someone's been killed?
Okay, a woman has killed her own husband and his lover in their own bed.
What suburb?
Greenwith.
I suppose you could say she was green with envy.
We got a 40-year-old male upside down in the River Torrens.
I got a good one for you. I got a really good one for you.
All right.
I suppose you could say he's a guy floater.
I have a question for you, okay? Everyone will have an opinion on this, so ask yourself this very question. Would you pierce your baby's ears? Because there's this TikTok that's gone viral of a new mum who's being criticised by people in the comments because she's uploaded a video of her newborn baby and the baby's got these little flower ear piercings. They're not like fake ones. It's real ear piercings.
It's pretty wild, isn't it?
I think it's crazy.
I mean, I say no. Producer Belle joins us now. I mean, we haven't had our ears pierced. You have, and you think it's fair game, Belle?
Yeah, look, I think it's fair game for this mum to have done it. And it is saying that she did it, after a few days of it being born. But my thought is, I mean, that baby has come out and it's experiencing so many things and, confusion. It's a newborn and it's in pain. It's feeling whatever. That piercing its ears to me is nothing. And it's
So
gonna not even know what's going on.
You think the baby's already experiencing pain, so why not give it some more pain?
Okay, well, there's a line, but I'm just saying if there is a time to do it, maybe it is the best time.
Yeah, why not give the baby a sleeve while you're at it? Because, those tattoos hurt, and later in life, it might not have to go through that.
For me, it's purely aesthetic. And as a parent, you're just doing it because you think it would look cute.
Yeah, wouldn't it make more sense for when that kid's old enough, if they ask for their ears pierced, then you can say, yeah, all right, you can get your ears pierced. Why are you making the decision before they can even speak?
All right, here's the thing. None of us, though, are parents. So I'd love to open the phone lines on this one. 13 24 10. We've shared our opinion. What do you think? Would you pierce your baby's ears? Maybe you've done it.
Yeah, maybe. 13 24 10 is the number. We'd love to get your thoughts. Kelly joins us now. What are you saying? Do you think it's okay to pierce a baby's ears?
No, definitely not. No, don't like it at all.
Okay, why?
Well, one, I think it looks silly, and two, I think it's dangerous. If they get it pulled out, if they pull it out and get it in their mouth, you can catch it on their clothing. I mean, we do it as adults. I catch my earrings all the time, and I pull them out myself, and we could do it to the baby and rip it out and hurt them. I just think it's just really dangerous and really silly.
There you go.
That's a great point, Kelly.
Well, thank you for your call, Kelly. One last call here. We'll find out if they're on Team Producer Belle or Team Ben and Lamb. Amanda, would you pierce your baby's ears?
Yeah, definitely, and I have. Here, if you want to go get your child's ears pierced anyway, they have to be at least 6 weeks old and have their first set of immunisations before getting them pierced.
What I would say, Amanda, putting this back on you, but I suppose at that age, who's it for? Is it for them or is it for you?
Look, I've had my ears pierced as a baby and when I was about 7 years old. As a baby, didn't remember it. And then as a 7-year-old, I definitely remembered it. So I thought I'd do it when she's this age so then she wouldn't have to remember the pain of it and having to go through that. Because it can be traumatic, I guess.
Yeah, but to Liam's point, I reckon it's more for you than for the baby. And that's fine. It's up to you what you want to do. But it's a very interesting question to ask, I reckon.
It's a bit of a can of worms, but you know what, Amanda? You've swung me and I'm going to get my baby a little eyebrow piercing because I reckon those things are pretty cool.
Ben and Liam is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.